So DJI just launched a brand new goggles Integra and the new version of their motion controller, the DJI Motion 2. Together with the Avata, DJI now offers a new combo called the Explorer combo, which has a price of $1,278. We can also see that this has replaced the Fly Smart combo, which was the previous one, including the version 2 goggles. But along with this new release, we also have a new firmware update for the DJI Avata and the Goggles 2, and also the DJI Fly app 1.9.8, which unfortunately adds nothing new to the Mini 3 Pro, Mini 3 or the Mavic 3 Classic. So what's new in the Fly app for the Avata and the Goggles 2 is the ability to now live stream the internal view of the goggles. Previously we had only an image without any information on the display, but this time the viewer will be able to see the exact same as the pilot sees. And for me personally, I can see this as a huge benefit when I'm out flying for a video tutorial or something like that. When my SD card is full on the goggles, which it usually is, I can just screen record with my phone and you will be able to get the exact same information as recorded with the goggles. Not sure about you, but for me this is definitely useful. We can also see that this update fixes some minor issues and optimizes the overall app quality. So this means the usability of the app, bug fixes and other minor things related to all devices using the DJI Fly app. And we can also see the added support for the DJI RC Motion 2 or the Motion Controller 2 and the new Goggles Integra. Now for the DJI Avata, we have the brand new firmware update, which is 01.03.0000. And we can see the added support for the DJI RC Motion 2 controller as well, and the new Goggles Integra. We can also see a new option, which is erase all aircraft data, and this will basically factory reset everything. So this will make your drone completely new as when you first got it. There has also been an update to the return to home prompt, which gives you a message on the screen saying the home point has been updated and lets you know the return to home altitude, which you can adjust in the section above. This will also indicate whether or not your home point has been successfully set or not. Now, I've been out testing this new firmware as well to see if I could spot any changes in the aircraft when flying some normal FPV and some manual FPV. And one of the features that has been added with the latest firmware update is a visual prompt when your signal is weak. It's important to know that this update is only available for the Goggles 2 and the new Goggles Integra. So this visual prompt will not show on your Goggles V2 if you're using those. So basically what this does is to highlight the bottom section of your screen inside your goggles when the signal is dropping. So if your signal bars turn to orange, you'll see a highlighted orange line on the bottom of your screen, and when this signal is going red, this will also turn red, I assume. It was extremely cold out and my fingers couldn't take it anymore, so I went back to the office. But before I went back to the office, I also wanted to do a return to home test just to see if everything was up to date. After the Avata landed, it landed about a meter away from its home point, which is pretty decent. So the overall flight experience when I was flying this for a few hours with this new firmware update was just as before. I didn't experience any differences and it was just as easy to fly. So I wouldn't actually worry about updating the Avata. And from my testing, I would say it's completely safe to update at this point. Now, the next firmware update we have is for the Goggles 2, which is version 01.05.0000. We can see most of the updates are being relevant to what we saw in the firmware of the Avata, but one thing which is added here is the support for Betaflight 4.4 HD OSD, or on-screen display, when used with the O3 air unit or the DJI FPV air unit. So all in all, I would say it's completely safe to update both the goggles and the DJI Avata at this point. Unfortunately, the weather got worse, but as soon as this clears up, I will do more tests and come back with some more results. So that wraps it up, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, let me know by dropping a like down below. And also, if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe. That would be really appreciated. And Until next time, I will see you in the next video.